Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Glory Glory Man United podcast. I'm your host, as always, Kyle Quinn, and join me today to talk about United's revenge win at the Hill Dickinson Stadium on United's first ever visit to that ground is Brushy. How's it going, Brush?
Yeah, pretty well, mate. Pretty well. Yeah, 10 games undefeated. What a run we're on.
Who would have thought it, eh?
hmm
So Michael Carrick remains unbeaten as Manchester United manager across his two spells in charge, and let's be honest, it was a pretty drab match against Everton. The first half in particular was absolutely woeful. I think it was so bad. I think that Diogo Dalot was probably United's best player in the first half. Um, the second half, I think Everton started to go for it a wee bit more after half time. And then it opened the game up a wee bit more. But and we of course then scored on the counter attack, and then they just resorted to doing an on Arteta by just launching balls from corners into the 6 yard box and getting defenders on top of the goalkeeper or sorry, forwards on top of the goalkeeper as well. Yeah, it was just I thought it was going to be an ugly game before it started, but it was even worse than I thought, to be honest, because I knew that David Moyes is he's quite a pragmatic coach, and when he's kind of short on resources, he's going to sit deep and make it difficult to break them down, and that's exactly what happened. They probably sense that United weren't great in the first half, and they decided to attack a wee bit more, but that ended up being to their detriment because Tarkowski was caught way upfield for the goal that we scored. Um, so there's not much to talk about over the course of the 90 minutes, but I'm going to talk about the goal, and obviously I'm going to get into Sana Lamens, who definitely deserves a mention. Um, so the goal, Harry Maguire, as always, heads the ball out of danger. Um, I think I think Shaw maybe plays it to Sesko, then lays it off to Cunha. He turns and he plays a beautiful crossfield pass to Brian Mbumo and just sets him away. The accuracy on it was absolutely unbelievable. Then Mbumo is in a chase with Michael Keane. He stops. Shesko comes running on. Shesko just must have made about a 70-yard run. Tarkowski couldn't keep up with him. Perfect pass, perfectly weighted pass by Brian Mbumo. It wasn't to his feet, it wasn't behind him, it was just in that bit of space ahead of him. And Shesko runs onto it and he buries it into the bottom right hand corner. And it was the finish of a man who's in form. And in my opinion, should be starting for Manchester United. So, what was your thoughts on the goal then, Brush?
Absolutely, Carl. That goal, I mean, yeah, like you say, there wasn't too much to talk about. The first half I thought was absolutely dreadful. And honestly, if I wasn't a United fan, if it was another team playing, I probably would have turned it off. It was that dull. Second half, as you say, on the break, it gave me goosebumps. It was flashbacks to the good old days. It's a classic counter attack that we're known for. And it was brilliant. Brilliant ball by Cunha. The control by Mbuemo, lovely layoff as well. And then Sheshko, like you say, he's on fire at the moment. And me and you have spoken behind the scenes as well. And we don't know what he has to do to get a start. He certainly deserves it. And what a difference it makes as well when you play with a proper nine in the box. Um, there was one other chance as well where he positioned himself really well, and Cunha had two man on him, and he kind of dropped to the floor. And I just wish he had played the ball to Sheshko before he had fallen. Yeah. So
He
apart from
slipped.
that, really, yeah, he slipped. Yeah. If he had played it early, then it would have been interesting to see what would have happened. Because yeah, Sheshko's on fire at the moment.
And Shesko had another chance where he tried to take it around Pickford. Pickford got a
hmm
hand to it, and then he
Yeah.
got another hand to the rebound to put it out of
Yeah,
danger.
that was just really good reflexes by Pickford, to be honest. I don't really blame him. I don't blame Sheshko for that one. But it's encouraging that he's getting into those kind of positions and bringing that out of the keeper, you know. On another day, it would have been a goal. And this is good for us.
Yeah, in my opinion, the front three of Mbumo, Ahmad, and Cunha really suited against teams like Arsenal and City because we're going to be playing the counter attack. But when we're playing against teams that are going to be sitting in a low block like West Ham and Everton, for me, you have to have a target man, a traditional number 9 in
Definitely.
there.
Definitely. That's what I thought as well. So I was a bit surprised when I saw the lineup yesterday against a team like that. You know they're going to be hard to break down. I always fancy just having a proper nine in the box. Um, Even if they don't have success, they will still occupy defenders and cause problems, which allows the wide men a bit more space to get out and about. So yeah, um, but yeah, whatever Michael Carrick's doing is working clearly. So um, and I have to praise the attitude of the boys as well. The ones on the bench, even the likes of Xerxes, not seeing much action at all, but still very much a part of the team. The way he jumps in with the celebrations and everything, it just goes that to show that we're building a positive atmosphere in the dressing room as well as on the pitch, and that's vital.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to mention the goalkeeper. Probably his best performance in United shirt yet, of which there are many. He made good saves from a corner free kick, Terry George shot which he held, which Onana would have
Hmm.
spilt, and
Yeah.
Barry would have tapped it in.
Oh, mate, if
And
Onana
then
wasn't goal yesterday, we would have lost the game, Carl.
we would have lost the game 3-1 or 4-1, to
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The save from Keane. Poor.
Yeah, Michael Keane can hit them from distance, and it was
Yeah.
definitely going in, and he made a really good save there. But perhaps what I really like the most is how he dealt with the corners and the pressure that he was under during those corners.
Absolutely. 9 corners as well. And to come away with a clean sheet is incredible. But on that, though, Kyle, I do think we're getting to a stage now where the Premier League have to intervene. We can't keep doing this. I know Arsenal started the trend, but it's ridiculous. Our players are just getting assaulted on corners. The goalkeeper's getting violated. It's no way to play the game. There has to be some sort of rule implemented now where there has to be a certain level of distance between the attackers and the goalkeeper. Maybe you can
Yeah,
only run into the 6 yard box like when the ball is played, you can't just crowd out the goalkeeper. It's stupid.
yeah. I was having this discussion with a mate a few weeks ago, and I was
Yeah.
suggesting something similar as to what you're saying there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's just silly. It's horrible. It's just yeah, it makes us look stupid as well. I don't think they do this around Europe. It's only in England.
yeah, yeah. It's not pretty, is it?
No.
Um, And I didn't understand when Tarkowski shoved Yarrow into the
Hmm.
back of the net and they both got booked. What was Yarrow booked for? He
Oh
didn't
yeah,
do anything.
yeah, yeah. For getting pushed over. The referee was very poor.
Oh, he was shocking, the referee on the night. Um, some of the even at the very very end of the match,
Hmm.
um, he gave us a goal kick and it should have been a corner to Everton when Maguire got the final touch. There was a lot of decisions like that. He's just guessing. He didn't know. He was just having a wild guess.
Yeah, he
Um,
didn't know what was going on. It's crazy stuff.
and he completely lost control of the match too.
Hmm.
But yeah, Lemans was just coming out and gathering the corners, or he was punching them away.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Crosses as well, he was gathering them, and it looks simple, but for so long, United goalkeepers were not capable of doing this simple stuff. And yeah, I thought it was very appropriate that Van der Sar was the studio pundit, because I
Hmm.
think that Lemans is very like Van der Sar, and it's similar attributes to him, and is very cool, calm, and collected the way Van der Sar was, and is unnoticeable for most United games, and I think that's the biggest compliment you can pay him. He was just absolutely magnificent, Sana Lemens, and as we've already said, we would have lost the game had we had Bayern Deer or Onana in goal last night, and it wouldn't even have been close. It would have been 3-1, 3 or 4-1.
Absolutely. I saw the post-match interview with Lemens as well. I really like the way he spoke as well.
Yeah, he seems to have the perfect mentality as well, and
Yeah.
where he's had one season in senior Belgian football. Where does he get the confidence from to come and be United's number one
Hmm.
after that so little experience? Yeah, he's a very, very unique individual, isn't he? Yeah,
Absolutely. He's done.
such
He's
a
done. He's done fantastic. To go from that league to the Premier League is such a big jump, and the way he settled in, it's amazing. He's certainly taken me by surprise.
and we have to give credit to Christopher Vale, the head of recruitment.
Hmm.
Last night, all three new outfield signings combined for the goal, and the new goalkeeper signing was man of the match. So I think
Yep.
the recruitment last summer was spot on. Now, not many clubs, if any, ever get 100% of the recruitment right in
Hmm.
one window. But United last summer, 4 out of 4, isn't it, Brush?
Yeah, yeah, it's looking that way, and that's incredible. Yeah, usually you're lucky if you get like a strike rate of about 60 to 70% of your signings working out. But at this moment in time, when you look at all of those individuals in this squad, they've all improved us.
Yeah, without a doubt, and they're all delivering the goods at the moment now. Um, I think Victor Gyökeres has the most goals in the Premier League in
Mm.
2026, but Benjamin Sesko has the most goals in the Premier League in 2026 in terms of non-penalty goals.
Yeah, and
Um,
also you have to look at how many points those goals have won their respective teams. I think Sheshko's goals have got us like 6 or 7 points because they've been important goals. It's been the difference between victories and draws, and
yeah, yeah, Sesko's goals in 2026 alone, I think, has gained us 8 points.
yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, massive. Um, yeah, I didn't really care how the match panned out last night or how entertaining or boring it was. I just wanted to get the
Yeah,
points.
no, exactly the same, mate. To be fair, I probably didn't think it would be as dire as it was, but I did
Yeah,
think it was going to be a hard night going into this game because we understand how Everton set up. And shout out to Moisey because yeah, they're creeping up the table as well. I think they're in ninth. They've quietly gone about their business and turn their season around. So it's not an easy place to go. But yeah, like you say, the 3 points is the most important thing, especially in a weekend where there were teams that dropped points as well. I'm sure, like myself, you would have been gutted as well, keeping an eye on the Nottingham Forest Liverpool result. I was hoping they could hang on for a draw, uh, only for the Liverpool to win in the 97th minute. So it was imperative today that that we took our chances as well and reclaimed fourth spot.
yeah, because it's so tight for those final Champions League spots that one draw and you get dropped to sixth or seventh. So I was desperate for us to get the points at Everton,
Yeah, and such fine margins because now we're looking at the table and we're only 3 points off Aston Villa in third.
who have been in terrible form. Mm, Needed a late equaliser to get a draw at home to Leeds. So, yeah, we're right on their coattails now, and we've still to play them at Old Trafford as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah, to
yeah.
keep playing like this, we've got to be, and we've no European football like the rest of the teams around us.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what. Last week it was quite depressing. Huh? I was thinking, oh, how many days till we play again?
Do you know, it was a 13-day gap, but there's
Yeah,
more of these to come. Mm,
yeah, yeah. But what was crazy was I was just counting the hours and minutes until we play, and then that first half, I was like, oh, just turn it off.
yeah, do you see,
It was such a terrible half of football. I was like, oh, is this what I've been waiting for?
I know it was absolutely dire, but
Yeah,
I think most of that was down to Everton's defensive
yeah. No,
setup.
definitely that.
So Martinez was a late withdrawal, which is disappointing,
Hmm.
but apparently it's only 1 to 2 weeks, calf injury. And so Lenny Yaro got a start, and he had a real positive impact from the bench against West Ham, Lenny
He
Yaro.
did. He made like 2 or 3 very important tackles and blocks.
And yesterday he was part of a team that kept their first clean
Hmm.
sheet away from home. So I think the last couple of appearances from Yaro will do his confidence a world of good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's the right approach we've taken as well in easing him back in because it went proper pear shaped towards the end there under Amarim.
So, as I said at the top of the show, I think that Benjamin Sesko should start against Crystal Palace at
Yes, he
Old
should.
Trafford. Gary Neville agrees with that too, and Ali McCoy's saying the same thing.
Hmm.
But only one man counts in that respect, and that's Michael Carrick.
Yep.
Um, who do you think should drop out for Benjamin Sesko? Like Ahmad was the one withdrawn yesterday. Is he the one that you
Yeah.
would bench?
That is the one I would bench. Yeah. I think bring on Ahmad as an impact sub because he's a player that can make things happen. And if your plan A doesn't work, it's important to have plan B and C, to be fair. So, yeah, he would be the one that I drop. And Burma is a senior man and he's deserved to start. So, yeah, I'll just move Burma out wide.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, and I think you make an important point there that
Hmm.
Ahmad would be a great option off the bench if you're chasing the game. I don't think he played well against West Ham or Everton, so I think
No,
he probably deserves to be the one to drop
yeah.
out. And yeah, he can. If it's not going well against Palace, then
Hmm.
Ahmad would be a really good person to bring on. Our bench is looking a bit stretched at the moment because of the
Hmm.
injuries. Jack Moorhouse was on the bench last night, so that
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
its own story. Um, I thought Xerxes was very good when he came on against West Ham.
Hmm.
I think he might have came on last night instead of Mazrahi if it was still 0-0. But because we're 1-0 up, then Mazrahi was the one that came on. And then there was even another defensive substitution with Aidan Heaven coming on late on for Cunha. So
For
I wanted
about
to,
30 seconds.
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Um,
Mm.
so we know that Cunha has a bit of a devilment in him, and we seen him get sent off twice last season for Wolves,
Hmm.
and he did a provocative celebration in the direction of James Garner after a tussle with Garner,
Yeah.
and he won the goal kick, and then he was immediately substituted.
Hmm.
Um, what did you make of that incident?
Yeah, so he's had these kind of behavioral issues at Wolves, so I'm not surprised. Late on, I think that was a sub that was going to happen anyway, because just to defensively shore things up for the last little bit. But yeah, that's something that he has to keep an eye on, because we can't let that rule. Because we've seen that before, where even with Bruno, where petulance, overtakes common sense, and yeah, we can't afford to do those kind of things. It was probably a lot of frustration as well, because Jimmy Garner, I was quite surprised that the job he did at right back, he kept him quiet.
Yeah, well, I thought Jimmy Garner actually impressed me last night. He's always
Yeah,
available, always
yeah,
available
yeah. But as at a right back in a position that I didn't think he would be very comfortable in, I was expecting us to have a lot more success down that side. But he showed a certain level of fortitude.
Yeah, he's a tidy footballer, and
Yeah,
was unlucky not he never got a proper chance under Ten Hag
no, no, and yeah, it's unfortunate he signed a new contract as well. It would have been nice to steal him back.
for free. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
nice, but Everton were smart and protected their
Hmm.
asset there, so they probably charge us, about 60 million or something to bring him in.
Hmm.
I don't think I would probably go to that kind of money to bring him back, to be honest. But we'll see what happens because we might need to sign a third midfielder in the summer because we're going to be, shipping out two, and we already need, one or two as it is. So we'll see what happens with that one. Um,
Definitely.
but whether he's in midfield or right back, he's definitely a talent. James Garner, he's got something about him.
Yeah, yeah. So is that Drewsbury Hall. He looks decent. Well,
Yeah, he is. He's a very good player too. Of course, he
hmm,
scored in the reverse fixture.
yeah.
Really good shot from the edge of the box. Yeah, he's a handful, isn't he?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it
but
just looks like someone that can make something happen.
but when I looked at the Everton 11 just before kickoff, I was like, it's not a formidable team, but I just know it's
Yeah,
going to be a difficult game though because it's David Moyes,
exactly. You just know they're going to be difficult to break down.
and you see to beat Jordan Pickford, it has to be a good
Hmm.
finish. But,
Absolutely. But the
you know,
move, though, that really was the highlight of the entire game, wasn't it? It just, yeah, it was a throwback to the good old days. You could easily see like Ronaldo, Rooney, Park, Giggs linking up for a goal like that.
yeah, well, let's hope that Sesko, Cunha, and Mbumo are scoring those types of goals in the Champions League semi-final someday.
Oh yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope.
So I'm gonna do a quick rundown of the player ratings, and I'm
Yep.
gonna shorten this segment of the show because I know it tends to drag a wee bit. So this one's easy for the reasons we outlined. Lemens gets a 9 out of 10, probably
Yeah,
his
yeah.
best performance in a United shirt to date. Um, Now Dallo, I thought he was United's best player in the first half, and that wasn't a high bar, to be honest.
No,
Um,
he was probably our most prominent threat, wasn't he? He was the only one looking to make anything happen.
Yeah, he had a long range effort that just whistled wide of the post.
Yeah.
I remember even playing a crisp pass inside. I think it might have been to Ahmad. One stage I thought, God, Dallow's passing isn't normally that good. I remember even a one-on-one duel against the Everton winger, and he won the ball. I thinking, God,
Yeah.
that's very unlike
And there
Dallow.
and there was a cross as well. And I was thinking, oh, if only we had Sheshko on.
Yeah, he had a cross shot that had Pickford had
Yeah.
to save.
Yeah.
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 Um, and at the very start of the game, he had an opportunity before Ahmad's shot that was cleared off the line by Tarkowski. Um,
Hmm.
Dallo went with he tried an outsider with the right foot instead of shooting with his left foot, and he totally missed the ball completely.
Yeah.
But he was in an advanced position there. So, you know, I'm going to be generous and give Dallo a 7 out of 10, because it was much better than what we're used to. Maguire, another solid performance at the back and key to keeping the clean sheet, winning everything in the air. Those
Yeah.
typical Maguire performances.
Yeah. Yeah. And against a team like this, that's when Maguire really shines.
Definitely. Because he's not going to get caught out for his lack of pace against a team like Everton, is he?
Nope.
So 8 for Maguire. Lenny Yarrow, another positive performance by him, and great to see him slowly getting his confidence back. I had no idea why he was booked. That was a ridiculous decision. Um, 7 out of 10 for Yarrow. Luke Shaw made a couple of important interventions, not
Mhm.
bringing very much to the table in terms of overlapping runs these days, but you can see
I think
why.
I think it's the age and the legs they've gone. Um, the way Dallo got forward is what you used to see from Shaw, but he just can't do it anymore.
No, it looks to be carrying a bit of timber as well. So he just has that Wayne Rooney style body,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
he's not got the ideal body type, has he? So unfortunate. So yeah.
But 7 for sure. Casemiro, he's had some great performances lately, but I wouldn't say that yesterday was one of them. He was quite sloppy on the
Hmm.
ball at times. Um, 6 for Casemiro. Bruno, goodness me, how many times did he
Very
give the ball
quiet,
away?
very quiet game yesterday from Bruno.
There was a lot of loose passes.
Yeah.
Um, Booked for a wild lunge on
Hmm.
the Dewsbury Hall. Um, was getting in the referee's face far too much for me. I know he does that a lot anyway, but yesterday he was doing it when it wasn't even justified. And
Yep.
whenever Everton were given a free kick or a goal kick and it was the right decision, Bruno was complaining about it. And you're like, what are you going on about? Uh, so 5 for Bruno. Very quiet night for Kobe Manu, and
Hmm.
probably his weakest performance since getting back into the team. So a 5 for Manu. Brahim and Bumo, he had a shot in the second half from a tight angle but close range that went way into the
Hmm.
away fans. Um, Probably should have done better there. He couldn't. Pickford probably closed the angle down and it kind of put him off maybe a bit, and he got underneath it. But it was a quiet night overall. But he played a role in the goal, so I'll give him a 6. It was the
Yeah.
perfect pass.
That was
Um,
the saving grace, wasn't it? And yeah, it was just beautifully weighted.
yeah, it was the correct speed on the pass, and it was
Yep.
in the 100% perfect area for
Definitely.
Sesko to run onto.
Yeah. 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 And the finish as well was just so cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, and so 6 from Mbumo. Cunha again, similar performance. Not great overall, but an absolute worldie of a ball to Mbumo that led to the goal. So I give him a 6 for that. And um, yeah, he was losing the plot towards the end, and it came
Mm-hmm.
off just at the right time. Although it might have been planned anyway. So 6 for him. Benjamin Sesko has to be an 8 out of 10. Another match-winning appearance from the bench, and people are calling him Ole Gunnar Sesko. He probably doesn't want that tag because that means sit on the bench all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he's definitely has to be a starter. But yeah, it is funny though to hear that super sub. And obviously, Ollie had the number 20. He's got the number 30.
Yeah. Um, he's been doing superbly well in 2026, and long may it
Yeah,
continue. And I think I thought he deserved to start against Everton, so he absolutely deserves to start against Crystal Palace.
definitely. Palace at home next. And they picked up an important victory at the weekend as well, but generally speaking, their form has been quite poor. So it's probably a good time to play them.
Yeah, it looks like it, and we definitely owe them because we've lost so many games
Yeah,
against Palace in the recent past. Um,
absolutely.
and Ahmad, very very poor performance.
Hmm.
Only played 57 minutes, and he was hooked. Uh, and yeah, very quiet evening for him. So 5 out of 10 there. And Michael Carrick, yeah, a win away from home in a tricky fixture. It's not an easy place to go, even though it
Nope.
was a fabulous looking stadium, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic looking stadium now.
Um, yeah, our first visit there.
Hmm.
We got a draw in our last visit to Goodison after being 2-0 down. It was a good comeback. We got a win in our first win at the Hill Dickinson ground. Somebody was asking me last night, is Hill Dickinson a famous Everton player? But it's actually a law firm based in Liverpool. So it's a sponsor.
It's a
Um,
sponsorship deal, isn't it? Yeah, got to pay for it somehow.
yeah. Um, so not an easy place to go, and playing against a David Moyes team, especially in this post-Ferguson era, has not always been
Yeah.
an easy challenge for us. Um, but apparently, it is the it is the fixture in the Premier League era that has seen the most away wins. Everton
Oh
against
wow.
United. Yeah, not at Old Trafford, but
Yeah.
when Everton are
What a
at
stat?
home.
Yeah, what a stat that is.
Yeah, I remember at Villa used to be our happiest hunting
Hmm.
ground, but I think that their form against us at Villa Park has improved in recent years because they've got better. It has
Yeah,
been,
definitely. It's definitely under Unai.
yeah. So Carrick would get a 7 out of 10 for that gutsy performance last night away from home and taking home the all 3 points. So on to Crystal Palace, and that absolutely has to be 3 points. A home game
Yeah,
against a team that have been struggling, a team that have been selling their best players, a team where the manager has one foot out the door. And
yeah, because he's proper gone to war with the fans and the board, hasn't he?
yeah, it's got a bit messy there, even though they picked up a win in their most recent game, but that was against
Mm.
Wolves, the bottom team, and they
Yeah,
scored right at the end of the match.
yeah.
Um, so we owe them one, and it's time that we give them a drubbing, Brushy. Let's
Absolutely. But I'll take a victory of any kind, Carl. Looking at the table, I'm not too worried about performance at this stage. I just want wins. Just need us to, create a little gap from the rest.
Yeah, the wins are the most important thing, but
Yeah.
it would be nice, wouldn't it, to put
Oh,
somebody to the
absolutely.
sword.
Yeah. Performances add to it a lot because, yeah, it gives us hope going forward. And like you say, the kind of goal that we saw against Everton, that's what we need to be seeing in the Champions League.
Because the City game should have been 6 or 7, to be honest, not two
Oh, it
nil.
really should have been. Yeah. The scoreline didn't do it justice.
So I want to actually beat someone, 4 or 5,
Hmm.
and maybe Palace could be the opportunity to
Yeah,
do that. If we score early, then anything's possible. Um,
definitely.
an Everton fan in the comments here says that Everton were lucky at Old Trafford and won the game, and United were lucky last night and won the game. Would you
Mm.
go along with that, Brush?
I don't know if it was luck. I don't know if it was luck. What did Everton really create yesterday, though? I don't think we were really tested like that, and Lemens was amazing. And as for the one at Old Trafford, I mean, we were down to 10 men, and we had somebody utterly incompetent in charge of the club who saw it fit
Yeah.
to, use the one man advantage at the back.
Yeah, I think I don't actually go along with what he's saying. I think Everton
Mm.
deserved to win at Old Trafford with
Yeah.
10 men. They were probably the better team,
Yeah. I mean, it was a fantastic goal that they scored, that Drewsbury scored, who scored.
and
And then they just didn't have to do much. They just saw it out, didn't they? They just, put men behind the ball. We really didn't test them
and
at all.
yeah, when you've got three centre backs playing against one
One striker.
one
Yeah,
striker,
against 1 4. Yeah. When they just got two flat banks of four in a 4 4
yeah,
1, and
yeah,
you've got five at the back, it makes no sense, does it?
Amram's tactics negated the man advantage,
Yeah,
and
basically.
and Everton deserved to win that game. And I thought last
Mm.
night we deserved to win because we produced the moment of quality in the match, and there was only one
Yeah.
moment of quality in the whole game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it looked like it was going that way as well after that first half. I wasn't really sure where a goal was
And,
coming from for either side, to be honest.
and their attempts to score from an Arsenal style corner was
Mhm.
desperation to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
But that, honestly, we need to have an intervention with that. All clubs need to stop that. It's nonsense. Our goalkeeper was getting sexually assaulted.
yeah, and I thought that they were treating Lamens like he was Onana or Bayendier.
Yeah, yeah, that's they were trying their luck, weren't they?
I mean, David Moyes said in his post-match press conference that he said that Lamens was bloody brilliant, and he was
Yeah.
surprised by that. I
hmm
wasn't.
Mm.
So, so clearly he hasn't been watching much of United if he thinks that that type of pressure was was going to
Yeah.
cause Lamens to buckle.
hmm
So it was strange. I think they would have been better. They've got a lot of big men on the pitch, like Branthwaite, Turkowski, and Michael Keane. They'd have been better having those men at the edge of the box and then charging in and
Definitely.
trying to score that way. But they didn't do that. He said he was asked about that, why he didn't try that,
hmm
and he said that it's difficult to get those instructions across while the game is going on.
Mm.
Though obviously the Arsenal style corners were pre-planned before the match and
Yeah.
simply didn't work. Now, if Bayern was in goal, they would have scored from 3 or 4 corners. Like
Oh, yeah.
a couple of
No
them
doubt.
would have went straight in.
Yeah.
um, Another comment here says Everton putting 6 behind the ball at all times. I wouldn't say we were lucky. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. It was always going to be a moment of brilliance or just a jammy deflection that got one of the teams over the line.
Yeah, it was going to be a moment of quality or a mistake, and
Yeah.
it was a moment of quality that led to us winning the game, and I think we
Yeah.
deserved to win for that reason.
hmm
So happy days. We're sitting pretty in fourth with 3 points off Villa, and our goal difference is one better than Villa's as well, which might surprise a few people. So we just need to keep going, keep winning matches. And I know after Palace, I think we've got Newcastle away.
We've
And,
got two away games after Palace. So, yeah. Yeah.
I think, Newcastle away, in recent seasons has been a very hard game for United. But you
hmm
know what? Given the form that they've been in and losing home
Yeah.
games, lost to Brentford very recently at home,
Yeah.
and they've got Champions League football in Newcastle. I think that's a game that we could go there and win. And
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. In the
I,
league, it's not been great for them this season.
I think it's a team that may play in their hands because
hmm
they're going to come out and attack us at home,
Yeah.
and
But
we've
they
got
do have individuals with great quality, though. So it does worry me as well. Depends which
yeah.
Newcastle turn up on the day, I guess.
But on the counter attack, we've got the players to hurt them. Um,
Yeah.
so it could be a really good game of football. It could be a
hmm
humdinger. We'll see what happens. So, but it's certainly a fixture that I have more confidence in United winning than I have in
I'll tell you what.
previous
Yeah. In the
seasons.
in the in the past as well, it's been quite a high scoring game. That.
Oh yeah, even in the distant past, yeah, and in the Fergie
Yeah.
years, yeah, there's
hmm
some high scoring games there. It'd be 4-3s and 6-2s, and
Yep.
yeah. But yeah, first things first. As Palace, we have to go. They've won at Old Trafford quite a lot recently. Might even been each of the last 3 seasons,
hmm
perhaps.
Yeah.
So
No, we've had an atrocious record against them in recent years.
and a 4-0 thumping at Selhurst a couple of seasons ago as well. So
hmm
let's go there and destroy them and get revenge for all those defeats and keep progressing. More importantly, so Brushy, we shall wrap it up there for today. Please
Yep.
everybody smash a like on the video and get more of your comments in. Let us know where you think United are going to finish this season, and do you think um, Carrick will get the job at the end of the season, and get subscribing to the podcast and get out there to as many United fans as possible. And I shall see you again next time, Brush.
Yep. See you next time. Take care.
All right, see you later.